And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy Mae Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy Mae Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. You know, like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy Mae Martin for all your real estate needs.
Welcome to the free medical clinic Friday night scoreboard. I'm David Queener. Jonathan Cox should be here just any second. Glad to be here. Third round of the TSSAA playoffs, and we appreciate free medical clinic continuing to push us through the playoffs this year as always. So this will be our last show tonight. We'll be around here probably to about 11:15, 11:30. And we'll talk a little. We'll break down high school football. We'll talk high school football till we just really can't talk it no more. And then we'll talk a little. Tennessee football, maybe in the last 15 or 20 minutes of the show, and we'll wind it up for the year. And it's been really a great year for us to go 3 rounds in the playoffs here at 12. It's really been it's a big thing because sometimes we've been out in the first round or second round. So it is nice to drag into the third round. We'd like to see a few more teams maybe win tonight in our area, but that's the way the ball bounces, so we'll take it. I guess a couple big things. Coalfield wins tonight. Oak Ridge loses tonight, and Anderson County beats Greenville for the first time in 4 or 5 years. I'm not really for sure how long, but it's the first time that they win tonight. So. Congratulations to the Mavericks on a big win tonight. So, like I said, Cox is walking in the door now. Wait a minute, he's drinking some American Kool-Aid as he's coming in. He's got Kool-Aid as he's coming in. Where you been to Crystal Bay or Chick-fil-A?
I had lunch or dinner yet.
Well, buddy, they got concession stands up there. I'm sure Coach Terry would have got you a hot dog. You know, you and Jesse's in tight up there.
Can't afford it.
Can't afford it. Yeah, they can afford it. So give us a call at 483-8112, and we'll take your phone calls tonight, and we'll see what you got to say. See if there's anybody. We'll give everybody just a little bit of time to get home from the AC game. I'm sure there's a big crowd up there, and it'll take just a little while to get out of the stadium probably, but we'll see what we've got and what the reaction is from up there tonight. Looked like a packed stadium up there tonight. Looked like a really big crowd, so we'll give everybody a chance to get home, give them a chance to call us and see what they got to say about the game tonight. Let's see, we got somebody on hold here now, and I'll go ahead and try to get it. Let's see who it is here. Quick caller, you're on the air.
Anderson County 1, 38-7.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, thank you. Just tell me that Anderson County 1, he calls in every week. We appreciate the young man calling. He needs to fix his phone, though, to get in a little louder. We just can't, it's hard to hear him. But anyway, we appreciate all those who've called in all year long and gave us scores or play-by-plays or whatever they wanted to give us. So we do appreciate that. But Oak Ridge goes to Powell tonight, the defending 5A state champs, and they made Oak Ridge like it tonight. So they made them like it tonight. So I guess congratulations to Powell. Congratulations to Coalfield. Coalfield just absolutely laid it all over Oliver Springs. So does he need a charger, buddy?
No, he needs to Wi-Fi. Yeah. Jones will give you Wi-Fi.
Get back there and get it. He get you hooked up, big man. Let's see who this caller is.
How about them Mavs?
Go ahead, caller, you on the air. Go ahead, caller, you on the air.
I can't hear. I can't hear him. Who does Anderson County play next?
Red Bank.
Red Bank.
Red Bank? Or no?
Man, I don't know why the volume's so low. You can't hear anything. Yeah, they play Red Bank if you can hear us.
Okay, thanks.
He's usually pretty loud, too, so I don't know what the deal is.
How about them Mavs?
How about them?
I told you 2 weeks ago they were better in Greenville. You didn't believe me.
No, that's not necessarily true.
Or you just thought
I didn't.
they had their number.
I just didn't. I hadn't seen Greenville play.
It's a lot easier in this seat, by the way. I had sat in that seat last week. It's easier over
I
here.
heard that.
I had to favor line Lincoln and couldn't hang up on people.
Yeah, you just hang up on them, but you just hang up on them and go on. That's
You're the
all.
expert.
Well, I just poof, poof, and then you go. That's all you do.
Our Oak Ridge fan texted me and I want to know where his parking spot was. I had it lined up for him.
Up there?
Yeah, over at Powell. He went over and watched Powell Oak Ridge tonight.
So
Powell goes, Oak Ridge, Powell was 15-13, and they scored 28 unanswered.
that's what it appears.
Coalfield big over Oliver Springs.
Yeah, same as it was last time.
AC plays Red Bank. I'd like to see Red Bank's schedule on the year. I think that might be another running clock next week.
I'd like to see Red Bank schedule. Hold on a minute, we probably can get it right here. I had it here just a second ago, I thought.
What were they talking about tonight in the game that Greenville hadn't played anybody this year? Didn't they play Science Hill and DB?
Yeah, I guess. Red Bank, let's see. Red Bank played Ooltewah, Soddy Daisy, Chattanooga, Ray County, Hickson, East Ridge, Fayetteville, East Hamilton, Sequoia, and Macon County. That's all coming up in the play, and Stone Memorial too in the playoffs.
So Anderson County's definitely got to be more battle tested there.
Yeah, I would think so, just a little bit, probably. Just playing the Science Hill and maybe the Beard and Powell.
So
Probably Powell, probably more than Science Hill and Beard. I mean, you know, I don't know that Beard wasn't a fluke a little bit this year.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe so. We'll see. We'll see.
What do you think? So they have losses to Fayetteville and East Hamilton.
Is that not the same teams Anderson County played 3 or 4 years ago?
Same lineup. It says I don't know that Red Bank was in that lineup. I think I don't know that they were in there.
Well, if it was, I mean, that ought to be pretty familiar territory for Anderson County to go that way and play. I mean, they spent 2 years living down there.
I know Jody texts me here in a minute, but I want to say that I think we went to Red Bank one year for a football game for some reason. Can't remember what year it was or who it was, but I'm sure we'll get somebody to tell us here in just a second. Red Bank has a lot of speed. I watched them play at Stone Memorial last week. So, that's interesting. That's interesting.
No, Anderson County's doing something they've not done in a while. I mean, it's been a long time since they've been to the 4th round.
What is that, 96?
Yeah, down in Columbia, maybe?
No, they didn't go. That was the quarterfinal when they got beat at Columbia.
Was that the quarterfinal at Columbia?
Yeah, this is the first year they've been in the semifinals since 1996. They beat Cleveland High School.
That's right. They did beat Cleveland.
54 straight wins.
That's right.
Cleveland was nationally ranked.
Broke that streak down there, didn't they?
So that was but they went the next week and lost to Halls.
And Halls eventually won a state championship,
No,
didn't
Halls got beat in the state championship by Big John Henderson.
Did they?
Pearlcombe.
Okay.
Yep. So that was the that was the 96 game. Yeah. That Powell West game next week, that will be That'll be an interesting game, and that's at Powell.
That's what you said tonight. Quick call, you on the air.
Hey, guys. I just want to tell you that congratulations on another good year. Provide a lot of good entertainment to all of us out here.
I heard that, man.
And Brad and the whole crew, and really appreciate it. I'm an old-time Wildcat fan, and I think we all know that Oak Ridge isn't what they used to be, but with tonight, this year was an average year for Oak Ridge High. And let me tell you what I base it on. Oak Ridge basically goes to the playoffs every year. In the last 30 years, we've been 27 times. So for the sake of this phone call, we're a playoff team every year. And our playoff record is 76-37. That's 67%. So what that tells me is they average getting beat in the third round every year. Because you win 2 and you lose 1, that's 67%. So, and when you do that in the current format, that makes you tied for 5th place in the state. And that's what we've averaged over our history. So, and that don't mean we're the 5th best team in the state, because the 4 teams ahead of you will change each year. But if you average going to the playoffs basically every year and winning 2/3 of your playoff games, that puts you in the top 5 of the state.
I can agree with that.
Just one little thing we were listening to you guys talk about the last few weeks is things about the officiating and stuff like that. And I personally, being old school, I just think there's too many penalties called, just way too many. And I have one of the first football games I ever remember was the Oak Ridge and Chattanooga Central game. It was actually for the state title and ended up being a national title for Oak Ridge. To tell you how times have changed, and Quinn, I believe you'll get a kick out of this. The officiating crew was basically from Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
And 2 of them was kin to Jackie Poe in the same family. And in that football game against Central had 1 penalty for 5 yards. Oak Ridge had 1 penalty for 15 and with a touchdown callback. There was not a pass interception or a fumble by either team in the game. Now, I know it's a different era of football, but how refreshing, guys, would it be to watch a big football game nowadays and there only be 2 penalties called in?
It would be refreshing. It'd be amazing.
And I heard an old school official say one time, the way to call a football game is 2 things. If the penalty does not impact the play, or if there's not a health and safety issue involved, you keep that flag in your pocket. Somebody chicken fighting 20 yards behind the play or whatever, so be it. And don't be trying to read lips on the sideline all the time to hear what them coaches are saying in the heat of the moment. But I just kind of wanted to share all that with you. I just really appreciate what you guys are doing there. See you guys.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And you know, tonight's crew at AC, that's a confidence crew I've ever seen. I mean, had to talk about everything, and seemed like it took forever. It just takes away from the game.
I think there was 4 big plays in that game, and they on calls that were made, and they got 1 of the 4 right.
Crew out of Nashville tonight.
Yeah, the Val touchdown catch, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, he was.
The Val fumble, he was down.
He was down. Shouldn't have been a fumble.
And then what was the other? Oh, the both kids caught the ball.
Yep.
The interception, both kids had that ball going to the ground. I don't know how that. Usually that goes to the offense.
Goes to the offense. Yeah,
but
most time.
yeah. But I heard him say something, and I'm sure this will stir up some heat here. But what's he mean, national champion? Who decides that in high school football?
It's way back in the day. It was something way back in the day. You're talking way back there. Oak Ridge has won that once or twice, I think.
Who votes on that? Like 12 sports writers?
I don't know. Back in the day, I don't have any idea. Back in
That's like middle school saying they have state championships and they're only playing.
It's a little bit more true to
Tennessee teams.
It is. It's a little bit more true today than it was back in the day on the football stuff. It's got a little bit more spread out anyway.
Yeah, I think the point he was making about the playoffs as well. The Oak Ridge teams in the past versus now is so different because now it's so watered down. I mean, there's so many classifications. There's so many. I mean, there's 4 teams in each division left, but yet there's 24 teams across the state.
Something like that.
Back in the day, semifinals. What?
Had
6 games?
Yeah, something like that. Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, it's a. But I bet that Oak Ridge football playoff record he gave us. I bet you go back to 2000 and versus 2000 before and the last 22 years. I bet that playoff percentage changes big time.
You think it does?
Oh, gosh, I would have to think so. Yeah. I mean, one year they won 3 games. Coach Gaddis won 3. Coach Gaddis won first round. He won 4 and got down there. But there was a couple years they didn't win a playoff game. The Walker Valley game at home up here.
I was there when that happened.
But, yeah, I would say it changes a little bit. I'd say the percentage would go up. But anyway, maybe we can get Cofield's coach to call in. Maybe we'll hear from Coach Gillum. You want to hop out and take a quick commercial break and then come right back since we're a little slow?
We can do that. Let's jump out and take a break. We'll be right back just in a couple minutes.
Every holiday season, you make plans. On Thanksgiving, you plan a meal. On Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you plan to get good deals. And on Giving Tuesday, plan to give. There's so many ways you can make a difference. Volunteer. Help your neighbor. Give to charity. Say thank you to someone who has changed your life. This Giving Tuesday, let's show how big we can go and how much we can give. On Thanksgiving, we give thanks and demonstrate our gratitude. On Giving Tuesday, we give back and demonstrate our generosity of spirit. Join the movement. Be part of the change. Celebrate and encourage giving.
I am a Simplicity dealer. This business is my life, my career. If you need a new mower, I'll help you choose the model that will make your property look its very best, and even let you take a test drive. When it does need service, you can rely on my factory service training and genuine parts. Because I don't just sell products, I build relationships. I am a Simplicity dealer.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy May Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. You know, like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law, 865-546-1111, and turn your wreck into a check.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard. 483-8112. Give us a call. What was we hung up on there when we went to break? We was hung up on something.
Anderson County at Red Bank, Cofield at Clay County.
Where is Clay County? Is that down? Is that Chat?
Yeah, all the Kentucky, Tennessee line.
Wow. Is that an upset tonight with Clay County beating Gordonsville?
Beat them in the regular season as well.
Oh, they did? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's not an upset.
I think the big thing, did anybody get a web score tonight?
Oh, yeah, they got demolished. They got
44-7.
Yeah.
And then the privates take a week off, right? And then they play a state championship game?
Yeah, they play same week.
Yeah, because that was a semifinal game.
Yeah, Webb got killed.
Maryville's story this year, and I know everybody expects them to be there, but losing their starting running back, new quarterback, and dominating the way they've dominated, that's pretty impressive there. Surprised we don't hear from Anderson County folks. They still must be up there shooting off fireworks. Who you have next week, West or Powell, in that football game?
Who would I take?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Let me think about that for a minute. No, I don't have to think about it for a minute. I take West.
West?
Yeah.
I think West has dominated all year. Best team in 5A, but they still got to go beat the champs. So think Potts is a really good. If it comes down to the quarterbacks, I think I give the nod to Powell. But I think West has a better football team. So I think it'll be a tough match for.
But I'll just be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if Powell won that game. It wouldn't shock me a bit to hear the news next Friday night and they talk about Powell winning by 14 or 15.
Absolutely.
But I don't think it will be 14 or 15. I think it's a close ball game either way. I didn't really think tonight's game would wind up being what it was neither. I didn't think, you thought when Greenville takes the ball and goes 60-some yards on the first series and goes right down the field and scores, and then they do not score another point the rest of the game. AC throws a shutout and scores 31 answer points on them. I mean, I guess somebody's living right.
Well, I think there's no doubt about it. The way Greenville went down and scored the first touchdown was probably, everybody's like, oh, wow. I think they picked up a 2nd and 20. And then from there, they just kept rolling.
And then went right down the field.
Anderson County comes back and goes right down the field.
Just went down the field. And AC does pretty much the same thing. They go down the field
the fumble.
Too. Yeah, then there's fumble. And I think the fumble is probably the turning point of the football game for AC. That scoop and score, and I think that's a turning point of the football game.
I just think they were the better football team. I think Anderson
AC?
County, yeah.
Oh, there's probably no question about that now that I've seen Greenville play. You got to remember now, when you're talking about Greenville 2 or 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have known Greenville football team if they'd have walked in here. I've not seen them play all year long. I don't know nothing about them. So, quick call, you on the air. What's going on?
Not much. Just sitting here on the football field at AC, baby.
Is this Coach Freeman?
Yes, it is.
How you doing, Travis?
I'm doing well. Couldn't be much better right now.
I hear you. What was the atmosphere like tonight? I know last week I talked to Coach Downs today. The gate was a little down, but now tonight I didn't make it back. I got stuck in traffic. What was it like? What was it like out there tonight?
It was a great atmosphere. You always wonder with cold weather and with television and all that stuff. It's going to have an effect. I don't know that we had that same size gate that we would have had, what was it, 2020 when we played them and they come back beat us. But it was a great atmosphere. Our fans did an amazing job. The band was rocking it, and, Greenville packed it out. I think their side was probably full well before ours was when our folks showed up. So it was a great atmosphere for some high school football with 2 undefeated teams for sure.
We right or wrong, the last time that Anderson County played in a semifinal game was 96?
96, Davy Gillum, they beat Cleveland to 54 and no more. Cleveland held that longest win streak in the country at the time, came here and actually beat them 31-7 that night to end that streak and advance to the 4th round, and then played a really good Hall team that had Scott Carter at tailback, and they were loaded up front and ended up getting beat. And I think Halls went on to get beat by Pearl Cone in the state championship that year.
I got you. So they'll go to Red Bank next week. Is that correct?
To Red Bank, I think that'll be the first meeting. I can't think of a time that we've played Red Bank. Especially in the recent past, but I don't know that we've ever played Red Bank.
I think they've been 3A. Did they not play Loudon last year to a couple years ago, the best I can remember?
Yeah, at one point they were, and then I think they've moved up here in this last cycle.
I got you. So I'm sure everything, give us a little rundown. I wasn't there, like I said, people wasn't there. What was the celebration like on the field afterwards? Is it just relief and ready for the next one? What did you see?
That it's been talked about. Tennessee gets over Alabama, and obviously Greenville has been our Alabama for quite some time. It was definitely relief, from the coaching staff, our guys, Coach Gillum, Coach Chadwell, Coach Lambert, those guys, man. They've been, as all coaching staffs do, they've been working their tails off. You've got a team that has got an opportunity to play really good football. Came out, Greenville came out and moved the football down the field, and I really thought here we go. What are we going to do? And I think the turning point in the game, I don't know if you got to see the replay of Davis's, he stuck the tail back and Mook got the scoop score. But that, I don't know if Greenville had been hit like that this year, and that kind of lit a fire on our sideline and with our guys, and I think that kind of let them know, hey, we belong here, and we're not playing the role of, man, we sure hope we can do something positive. I think that gave them a lot of confidence. And, Martinez was a magician again tonight. Used his feet some, and hit some open receivers, and it was a really good all-around win for us. I think we thought we'd run the football a little bit more based on what they were going to do, and they were playing off our guys quite a bit and gave Walker an opportunity to play a bunch of passes. I think at one point he was 11 for 11.
Yeah, I think the one thing that he was surprised with tonight is I think he thought he could get there with his front four. Yeah. And, he's had that all year, but I think your all's offensive line did a really nice job tonight. And that goes back, we've talked about it a lot. I think that goes back to, the stigma was there for years. We went down to Chattanooga and, went 10-0 and really didn't play a whole lot of folks. And this year, you've played a PAL team that, from what I've heard, routed Oak Ridge tonight. You've played a Bearden team, a Science Hill team that was in the third round, a tough Ray County team, Elizabethton. You play those games and can find wins. Your kids start believing, like, hey, we're all right. We're supposed to be here, So I think that you can put a lot to that this year, the schedule we've played. Yeah. I watched you play Bearden, then I turned around and watched Greenville play a couple weeks later, and you look at the Greenville DB score, and you look at kind of what all had happened with Bearden DB and you all. And I've watched both of y'all play a couple times, and I just felt like y'all were a better football team than Greenville. I felt like if you could stop Greenville's running game, I didn't think the quarterback was good enough to beat you. And, of course, Dabbs, he had a bad wheel. I don't know if he was very effective tonight. But, I just think Harris County's a better football team. Yeah, well, and Coach Gill mentioned that in the post-game there with the team. At the end of the day, this wasn't just one. Obviously, Martinez was good. But for our front five offensively to do what they did, and then for us to be able defensively to be able to slow that running game down and actually get some stops. And then on the back end, our DBs, what they, you get a pick and just played really well. They hit a couple passes across the middle, but, our DBs played really well too. And so it was definitely you want to get a score down there late and we end up kicking a field goal. I don't know how many field goals we've kicked all year, but that worked for us. Just everybody played their part. Radcliffe, our kicker, he had his first two. He didn't hit like he wanted to, but then when the momentum shifted, he's putting it through the back of the end zone. That's huge for them. Watching film, I know our guys said a lot of times Greenville was getting the ball at about the 40. Like they got a short field every single time on the film we've seen. And so when you put a team with their back, are there at the 20, you got to go 80 yards every time. That's a little daunting too. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, congratulations. I know it's an exciting time. Make sure Bonnie and Joe and Jim and Cindy make it down to Red Bank next week.
Absolutely. This is just 3. We got another one we got to get next week, so we're going to celebrate this one, but we definitely want to get them. I try to get our minds right for next week.
Yeah, that gold ball is what matters.
Yes, exactly right.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
All right, see you, Cocky.
See you, bud.
Hey, good evening to you there, Mr. Clinton City Councilman David Quainer.
What's going on, Brett? How we doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. And former Anderson County Mavericks there. Presently, I think a Fulton Falcon there.
How about those Mavs, Mike? You love those Mavs, don't you?
Hey, I tell you what, I just first want to say I appreciate you guys for what you do there. I don't know how much BB Brad pays y'all to come in and do this, but I sure appreciate you there. But
we have to. You don't know. We have to pay him.
Well, I wouldn't.
He makes money off us. We're going to home.
Burger at the game, but I'm just gonna quote a line there from one of my favorite football coaches there back in the old days there. Mr. Johnny Majors, and one of his lines he would always say when he was with John Ward on the TV program, he'd say, "In my opinion," and then he would say, "Dadgum," but dadgum, I just feel like that game tonight up at Anderson County when that Eli Davis made that hit on that running back, forced that fumble, which Moose picked up and ran in. It just felt like to me that it just turned that game completely around. And I think Greenville was like, wow, these guys just come to play. And I know, Jonathan, you were probably there, but I'm just going to, I'll hang up and I'll listen to you guys what you got to say about it. But I think that was a turning point in the game. And like I say, I appreciate you guys, what you do for the community and everything, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Mike. See you, bud.
All right, see you.
No, he wasn't. He didn't see that play, Mike. He was over getting some blue Gatorade out of the. He was drinking the Kool-Aid.
You boys were on me for 2 weeks. I called you and told you AC was better. Brad Jones, I think, was on the air, and he couldn't believe it. He didn't want to believe it.
Yeah. You know, you get lucky every now and then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just didn't think Greenville could throw the football when I watched them play that night.
Well, no, it's evident that they do that a little bit. I don't think that's their main bread and butter.
Their defense is good, though. I mean,
whose?
Greenville's defense.
No, Greenville's defense is weak in the back. Back end's weak.
Well, they got two of their back end guys
AC,
hurt.
That's where they got hurt tonight.
Yeah, but
in the back end.
I think he knew coming down here if he couldn't get to him with the front four, he was in trouble.
He did a little bit. They did a little bit.
Not consistent.
Not consistently enough. Not in the first half, probably not any. Maybe a little bit in the second half. Not very much in the first half.
Right toward the end of second quarter, he got him.
Yeah. It wasn't much. It wasn't like what you would think that there'd be constant pressure. So, no pressure from Greenville tonight. Not a very good Greenville team tonight. Came down.
Speaking of what you've seen, I mean, 18 and 19 or 17-18, they were just ridiculously good. Because I got asked that question the other day. What do you think about the teams back when Stanton Martin played versus now? And I just feel like now the skill positions around Walker is better right now. But Stanton Martin, he could beat you with his legs or his arm.
True.
But it has a lot to do with timing.
But if you look across the board, though, AC is better at the skill positions across the board. Across the board.
Across the board.
So that's the difference in the ball game tonight. And I agree with the hit that Mike's talking about, the hit on the running back and the scoop and score. I think that was a momentum change for Anderson County tonight. I think that took the wind out of Greenville's sails. And I thought Greenville had a chance to stop the clock late in the ball game, maybe to get another possession, still a possession, because Anderson County was going to get the ball in the second half. They let the clock run out with 2 timeouts. So it's like
probably ready to get to the half.
Well, maybe.
It wasn't 2 timeouts either. He was wrong. It was 1.
They just had 1?
Yeah, he was wrong. I heard him say that. They called a timeout down on the 5-yard line after they got a loss of a play. Remember the pass went down. He called it on his knee. Mm-hmm. And then a couple plays later, before the 3rd down play, he called a timeout.
Well, they had a 1 timeout.
They had 1 timeout.
Well, it was 1 or 2. They still.
Yeah.
I thought they should have used the timeout and maybe tried to have stole something there, but he chose the coach. He knows his team better than I do, but I think he was under the gun. There was a little pressure on him right then. And he might have choked up a little bit.
Pretty good night for Bryson Val. 14 catches, 139 yards. And that's what I mean. I think that's what Coach Stradlin knew going in. He couldn't guard them.
Greenville's DBs are not that good.
Yeah.
Not that good.
You got it.
We ain't talking to him. No, I'm just kidding. Let's get the Cofield coach here. Hey, Coach, congratulations tonight on a big win for the Cofield Yellow Jackets.
Oh, thank you. It's a good one.
Coach, I'm gonna let you take the phone over here for a minute and talk about your football team tonight, and also talk about your coaching staff a little bit. They should get a little bit of credit here too. But talk about your young men tonight, who stood out for you and everything.
It was a team effort. Quarterback threw it really well. receivers ran great routes, made great plays on the football. Running backs ran it harder. O-line played their tails off offensively. Defensively, I mean, it was any 11 guys we had on the football field got after it and hit people in the mouth. I mean, we just played our tails off tonight, and hats off to our kids, because if you show up and play with great effort and are physical, you can hang your hat on that, and I thought we did that.
Coach, do you know anything about your opponent next week?
Yeah, so we were in a three-way scrimmage with Clay County and Monterey that last week before the season got rolling. So got some familiarity with Clay. Obviously, you know, that's a scrimmage, so teams are running base stuff, just getting their base offenses, defenses installed before the season. We'll obviously get some tape tonight or in the morning, start breaking it down, seeing what they're doing. No, they're really athletic. It's a skill position. Quarterback's a player. Their O-line's pretty good. Defensively, they were pretty aggressive. So we're going to have to show up, have a great week of preparation, and go play our tail off for 48 more minutes next Friday.
Well, Coach, congratulations, and there's nothing like practicing on Thanksgiving.
No, I actually said that earlier. I said, you know, you've had a great season when you get to wake up Thanksgiving morning and go to football practice. Yes. We're excited to get to do that. You know, that's a great way to celebrate it.
It is. It's a great way to celebrate. And like I said, congratulations on a great season so far, and continue on. We look for you winning next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. See you, Coach. Thank you. Coach from Cofield. Moving on. Familiar territory for Cofield. They've made this journey before to the fourth round.
Right. How many years have they played in the semifinals over the last 5 to 8 years? It's been quite a bit, hasn't it? Or were they losing to Greenback in the quarters?
They won some of those games.
One in the last 5. This is the second one? Okay. Seems like they're always there in the quarters, and just seems like there's always floating around this time of year. So, speaking of someone always floating around, Alcoa, can you believe they're not moving up to play 4A football?
Why would you? Why wouldn't you? I guess is what I should say. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that.
Man, what else do you?
Maybe they just felt like the schedule they would be given would be it don't generate no revenue. I don't really know. I think that's what it's come down to. Just to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at their two different options they would have been in for 3A and 4A, and their 4A gates would have been much bigger and better. You know, you look at who you have there between Anderson County and Carter and Fulton and those teams versus who they're in there with. I don't know. It seemed like a no-brainer to me, but they've never played up.
Yeah, they have.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they have. They played from 2 to 3.
They always played in the classification they were supposed to play in.
They've moved up before.
When we get Jesse on the line, we'll talk about it.
They've played up in football. Yes. Definitely. They played 3A football when they were 2A. You better check.
We will. I was told they've actually never played up. They've always played the classification they were supposed to play.
No, I think that's wrong. They've always played up. Always recently played up. I don't think they're classified 3A now.
Yeah, they are. They'll actually be.
Okay, but they've played up in years past, played up in the classifications in the past. Well, Jesse Caldwell asked him.
Yeah, because I want to think that he told me they have not. When it was 5A, they were playing where they were supposed to. When it was 5A, they got bumped to 3. When it was 6, they stayed 3.
I've always been told they played up.
Yeah.
That's what
I thought that too. Now they're going to have over 700 some kids.
Yeah, they'll be a big school.
Yeah.
It'll be one of the bigger schools in 3A probably.
Yeah.
It sure will be. What about Powell getting sent next year in region-wise over with West?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not going to be with Clinton and Oak Ridge and Campbell County. I
think I read that.
They'll go over to West and play with West.
South.
And that classification. And I heard Coach Cummings talking about that Wednesday night on his show. That'll just make 5 teams in this region and 5 over there. So they've evened it out a little bit. And he said he thought it was really going to make it hard on getting 5 non-region games. He said it's already tough just to get what we're trying to get. As a matter of fact, he said they might continue on to play PAL because of it.
Who would that be?
Huh?
Who's saying they would continue to play PAL?
Cummings.
Oh,
Oak Ridge. Yeah, so we might continue on to play them because it's going to be hard to get a team to play.
I thought Anderson County and Oak Ridge were playing each other next year.
Hadn't heard.
Yeah, but I thought they had. But I think you can go ahead and ask people to, like I think they know who they. I think they knew who they're playing and who they're not playing. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting too to see what happens out this way. Getting PAL out of the region, does that put Oak Ridge back in dominance, or does that mean somebody else floats up to the top? I mean, PAL's been a top dog the last couple of years.
You're going to see PAL drop a little bit. A big recruiting class that had come in 4 years ago is, they're graduating. I don't know what's in the pipeline for them, but I think you'll see them.
They still having receivers back?
No, they're all gone.
They're all gone?
Yeah, Redmond, Green, the quarterback Potts, they're all gone. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, that's what came out. It's better what comes out of Quainer's mouth sometimes.
I just say it. I just say that, you know what word. And don't catch it for 30, 40 seconds. Say, whoops, sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been asked this question. There's a rumor floating around about the PAL coach that he's going to Catholic. Anybody know anything about that? That the PAL coach is going to Catholic. Because they fired I don't know if they fired the Catholic coach. He's no longer the coach. He stepped down. Let's use those words. So there's a rumor that he's going to Catholic. Must be true. Cox ain't saying nothing. He's looking at me funny.
The Catholic football coach, Coach Mobbs, who left, an incredible guy, awesome guy. I will say this. He is going to battle every Friday night with a knife compared to a machine gun. If you look at the teams he's playing on a weekly basis. I'm not talking about Chucky Doak, and West Green to start the season. I'm talking about McCauley, Baylor. And you look at the size of those schools and how many males they have in them versus Catholic. It's a very brutal schedule. But the coaching carousel has been an absolute circus over there. They thought they had a coach hired. It didn't get approved. And then you come back and it's kind of wide open right now. It's kind of wide open right now. I would say there will be coaches that coach tonight in the quarterfinals that will be interviewing for that job this week. They'll be cut.
Which includes PAL.
But PAL won.
Okay.
So that will be, I think that'll be, we need Jesse to call.
You just need to answer the question, big boy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. I don't know why Matt Lowe would leave again and go try the private school world. He tried it once at TKA.
Yeah, but he didn't do too bad at TKA.
No, they rolled out the red carpet for him. He didn't do bad.
He got those guys to winning down there a little bit.
Yeah, but is that what he wants? I mean, he's won a state championship in the public sector. How much challenge would it be to go play in the private? I mean,
I think it'd be a lot. I think the challenge is bigger. I think it's a step up in football. I think it's a different type of football.
Yeah,
you're playing with when you do that, you're playing with the big boys. You're no longer playing down here with the average Joes and Billies. You're playing with the big boys.
I understand where you're coming from, but I've always said this too. You can go win a state championship in public and go win one in private, everybody in town knows you won it when you was in the public school.
I agree with you, they do, but I would think being a coach at Catholic is more like being a college coach. That's probably the only job you got.
Yeah, which also means you could not have a job in 3 or 4 years.
I understand that. You could not have a job in public, too, in 3 or 4 years.
He really had to screw something up badly for them to get rid of him at Powell.
Yeah, but he could not have one in 3 or 4 years at Powell, neither.
Yeah.
He might have his teaching job there, but he might not have the coaching job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they can – so I see why you probably go – I mean, I see why you probably go up probably just a little bit. I mean, just –
Money?
Money,
He's
the
gonna
challenge.
get paid more money.
The challenge of it. If he's able to retire out of the system over there, I don't know how long he's been in the Knox County system. If he's able to retire out of it, draw retirement and draw that too at the same time, if everything works out, I mean,
here's what I can give you.
I just think it's big.
Here's what I can give you.
Give me.
Matt Lowe, Josh Jones, Eddie Spradlin, Steve Matthews. That's what I can give you.
He just left there.
That's what I can give you. So.
But they just let him go.
Why'd they let him go?
Because of DUI.
It wasn't coaching.
No, it wasn't coaching. I say that. To me, it sounds like it's a little too early to bring him back.
You think?
You think?
Yeah, you would think.
I mean, now, you put winning out there. I mean, people do a lot of things when you come down to winning.
Yeah, that is for sure.
I mean, think about it.
Do we have any coaches? I mean, we don't have any. There's no openings in this area.
Not that we know of.
Not that you know of.
I hadn't heard of any. It's just interesting with the names that you. Name them again? Lowe, Spradlin.
Josh Jones.
Who's Josh Jones?
Bearden football coach.
Well, he just had a job for 1 year. Why would they take a chance on him? Why would you take a chance on well, I know why they take a chance on him.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I understand why they take a chance on him. I understand that fully. But he's been a head coach for 1 year.
He brought 34 transfers to Bearden.
That's what I'm saying. I understand why you do that, but I'm being told there's somebody out that you're not talking about.
No.
You've left somebody out.
That's the four only.
There's a fifth one. You don't know it then, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know it.
There's a fifth candidate that's a surprise candidate.
Yeah.
That when I tell you who it is, you will fall out of that chair. Nope.
He did not say that.
No, you didn't say it.
He did not say that.
I just got text who it was. There's a fifth candidate that's going to interview for that job tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
And you know him well.
I do.
Yeah, just like I know him.
He ain't going to know it.
Rob Black's interviewing for that job tomorrow.
I know who you're talking about.
No, he's going. He's interviewing for the job tomorrow. Take my word for it. He's interviewing tomorrow.
Oh, gosh, that's
He's
great.
got an interview tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
That's great.
Okay? They're in South Carolina. You know?
Oh, he's got 2 games tomorrow, actually.
If he wanted
one at 5 and one at 8:30.
Harris
County High School.
If he wanted to get back in coaching, that's where I'd go. Go try it out.
We need to take a commercial break.
Why?
Because we don't need calls.
No commercial break.
We don't need calls. We're going to get somebody on the air.
You're just you're just trying to figure out what have I missed. You're just not up to date.
I've not missed anything.
Packer and them didn't tell you what was going on tonight, did they? They left you and Jesse out of the loop.
That's right.
Huh?
When we need, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
y'all got left out of the loop tonight.
Sure,
That's exactly what
we need
happened,
info.
brother.
We'll go to them.
No, I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't know who.
Whoever texts you to say Rob Black, that was classic.
I don't know who would want the job.
Well,
I don't know that I'd want the
it's
job.
about 125,000 reasons you'd want the job.
Well, there might be, but I don't know who would. I don't know who would.
Yeah, without having to teach.
I don't know who would want the job. I mean, the odds of you staying there 3 years is probably slim to none. If you don't win and don't win a state
I don't know that you can
championship.
win there right now in the division they're playing in.
That's what I'm saying. So why? I mean, why would you take that? Why would you take that job?
It's a great question. 125 reasons on it. I mean, if you could retire like Rob and get full state retirement and go make $125,000 coaching football for 3 years, what else you gonna do?
That's why it takes somebody like that for it to be a challenge, to be a challenge to do that.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be. I think that's one reason you go is for the challenge of playing big time football. You know, we're talking possibility of playing on Saturday, not playing on Channel 98 or whatever that is. They've got Packer and M's got. I'm talking about playing on ESPN, playing high school football on Saturdays, and getting to play on on Saturdays on ESPN. There's a difference in those type of games.
But do you think there's enough kids in the Knoxville area that you could get at Catholic can be competitive?
Almost definitely.
Do you?
Yeah, but you probably have to get them all.
Yeah.
Or 90% of them, okay? You couldn't just get 32%. You'd have to get in the upper 90s, I would think. But you'd have to get every key person you could get. So, let's see who this is.
Maybe Catholic coaching search.
It might be Catholic coaching search. Go ahead, call you on there.
This is Walker Martinez. Clark told me to call you guys.
Go ahead,
Hey, Walker, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, take us through a little bit of that game tonight. You go in there, you're playing a team that you ain't beaten about 5 or 6 years. Talk about the preparation and what all went into that game.
You know, we prepare the same for every team, but, you know, this win is a little special for us, being able to beat a team that's beat us seven times in a row, you know, and we hear from the media, and there's people that, you know, we can never get over the hump of Greenville, Elizabethton, and that East Tennessee upper region. So being able to do this was just a big deal for us, and it was awesome, and we had a great week preparation in the show.
Absolutely. You know, you start off, and I think you complete your first 11 passes. That's got to be a big confidence builder for you with a start like that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, I had my O-line helping me out a ton, and all my receivers were working for me big time. So, you know, just being able to trust those guys and them trusting me, you know, that really helped us out a lot. And Greenville was determined to not let us run the ball, but you know, by doing that, they gave up some plays in secondary.
Absolutely. I did read where Val had like 14 catches for 139 yards. Talk about that receiving corps just as a whole. I think that's the one thing right now that looks a little different to me than Anderson County in the past is just how deep you are and how many guys you have to throw the football to.
You know, Bryson's the best wide receiver in the state, and I'll stand by that against anybody. He was making plays for me all night, you know, and I mean, he was sometimes double covered, throw it up to him, and he was going to get it. So being able to have the trust in a guy like that, he's one of my best friends. And then on the other side, we have Eli Braden Miller, Tate Russell, you know, all them guys, Zeke West, getting in and getting some balls. You know, they're a one-on-one guy anytime. They can win one-on-ones all the time. So if somebody doubles Bryson and we have those guys, you know, I know they're making a play. I know they trust me to make a play.
Absolutely. Hey, obviously the defense played well tonight. Talk about that and how that just probably puts a little bit of confidence in you and takes a little game pressure off y'all when your defense is out there playing like they did tonight.
I mean, I think we started 4 or so drives on the other side of the 50, which, you know, given our offense to that, it's a huge help. We played great complementary football tonight. Our defense just came up in big ways. Cole Phillips had a great game. Defensive line really dominated. Gavin Noe, Andrew Meyer, you know, all them guys. It was huge.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I think the first time since 1996 that Anderson County football team is going to be playing on the Friday after Thanksgiving. So congratulations, and go get you another win, and hopefully I'll see you in Chattanooga in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Walker. You know,
he's up for Mr. Football, isn't he?
He is up for Mr. Football, yeah. And I don't know, Anderson County, I think, had one in maybe 2004 or 2005, Justin Price.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is finished. But, you know,
we had a heck of a year.
He had a heck of a year. And his numbers, if you look at them, are really good. But that Price team they played on was really good. Sometimes I don't necessarily know that the committee – I mean, I think they care who the best player is, but I also think it matters what team you play on. You know, your team being 10-0 when the voting happens, I think is pretty good versus a 5-5, or somebody playing.
Well, isn't that about the way the Heisman Trophy is? I mean, if you're on a winning team, your odds of winning the Heisman Trophy is a little bit better than being on a team that's 500.
It sure seems that way.
It seems that way, don't it?
It does.
I mean, that's just the perception I've got.
I mean, it's like Hooker versus Stroud right now. I mean, I think Hooker's has better numbers.
But it's just the Ohio State thing.
Ohio State's not lost.
It's not lost.
Now they lose to Michigan. Does Hooker become the front runner?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll lose to Michigan. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't know that. Here's what I think about Ohio State, and I know we've strayed away a little bit from high school football. I don't know that Ohio State's that good of a football team, man. You got to look who their competition is sometimes too that they play up there. Just like you got to look at Michigan's competition.
Yeah.
They both play one game a year that means anything, and that's when they play each other.
Yeah, maybe two. Penn State was a little more respectable
Ohio
this
State,
year.
who was it? Michigan or Ohio State won spanked Penn State.
Yeah, they did. But
it was Michigan, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Penn State got beat. They beat up on Auburn pretty good, but Auburn's not any good. But
Cadillac down there, he's going to get the job.
He ain't getting that job.
He's getting it. He's getting it.
We wonder where our caller is.
What caller?
You missed last week, didn't you?
What caller?
Called in, tell me that no chance that Hugh Freeze was getting the Auburn job.
You think that's going to happen?
I think it could. Yeah, why wouldn't you hire him? If you're Auburn, you've went around every road you can go through. Why not hire him?
That's another job I don't know that I'd take. It's too controversial.
And they've won 2 national championships since Tennessee won their one, right? Cadillac won one. No. Cadillac and them didn't win it, did they?
Mm-mm.
They kind of got.
I don't actually mean by the national championship stuff. I just mean by who the players to be are down there are pretty prayerful. And when they decide they want you gone, money is not an issue. You're gone. They can owe you whatever they owe you on the contract, and there's going to be somebody write that check for that amount, and they're going to move on from you. I don't even know if they give Hartzell time to even build the program down there. He didn't really get a chance. I'm not saying he would have turned it around anyway, but he didn't even get a chance, man. I mean, this year, I don't even know why they let him start the year. Why they just didn't fire him last year and let's go. They should have. So I don't know that the Auburn job's a good job. There's a lot of names swirling around about the Auburn job. I've heard your buddy's name mentioned 2 or 3 times on some shows. About the Auburn. Well, I've heard his name mentioned. It's not whether he's maybe not, might not be, but they're mentioning his name.
I think that's more Georgia Tech talk right now than Auburn.
Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
That's another place I don't know that I'd go.
Yeah, I got a buddy.
See, there was Auburn. I had not heard Georgia Tech. There was someplace else though. I'd heard his name. I can't remember where it's at. There was one more place. Tadwell's name, but his name's been mentioned at Auburn. It's been mentioned at Auburn. I mean, he might not be interested in it, but
it'd be hard not to. They give you $7-8 million.
Well, is it? I think you got to look at it further than what the money is. I think you got to look at, do you have a chance there to even build a program? And I think the answer to that is no. The first sign of trouble, they turn on you quickly down there, and you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance.
It's a hard place. It's a hard place. I just got a text, and I'll ask you this question, and I'll talk about it just a little bit.
Ask, buddy. I'll see if I can answer it.
Does the Dead Horse, or does the Catholic job come with a Dead Horse Lake membership?
Probably does.
If they want it.
Probably does.
They probably give away memberships over there.
Probably do.
But no, the real question was, talk about the NIL deal that the administrators and athletic directors voted on for TWSplay high school sports.
I heard that.
What's your thoughts on that?
I do too.
I want to know what in anybody's mind would make, if you're a TWSplay at all, you can't even control what you have in front of you right now. You can't even police what's going on.
They don't have enough people.
They'll tell you, we can't police what's going on.
That's true.
We're not out checking addresses. We're not out checking where kids live. You know, that's up to the schools, blah, blah, blah. But they're the governing body. So they can't even do that right now.
Well, so if they can't do that, why take more of a burden on?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, and they say, well, they can't wear their jerseys while they do it. They can't, I mean, who cares? I mean, this is not what high school sports and high school athletics is about. And I know there was a couple girls that moved from one state to another, and they're influencers on Instagram, and I know that's what brought all this about. But I think the question is why does TWSA even bring this up? If those two girls don't like it, then go to another state or don't play sports, because there's no place for this in high school sports.
I think it's bad. It's just a bad deal.
If this gets approved, Anderson County, Clinton, Oak Ridge, I'll go as far as Oliver Springs, if they have a stud in any sport, they will be at CAK, Grace, Catholic, or Webb. Because they'll get paid NIL deals
to come play,
to go play at those schools, and they can afford it. They can pay more than what Oliver Springs kid that's a standout baseball player can go get paid more at Catholic or CAK than he can at Oliver Springs. It will ruin high school athletics.
Yes, it will. Agree with you 100%.
And there's no way they can manage it. There's no way they can monitor it. There's no way they can control it. They can't even control right now where kids are going to school.
That's just a bad thing.
I mean, you can right now just write a letter and basically say whatever you want to on that letter to get hardship.
You can look at the NIL deals for college, and you can almost say that it's bad for college too. For sure, it's bad for college. I'm not against the. There needs to be some way to help these guys and gals out if they need some money. I mean, to make it. I know a college scholarship, they put a figure on it, this is what it's worth, but, man, you got to be able to eat and survive, and, if someone wanted to buy you a coat, you can't take it. That's stupid.
That is stupid, but let's be honest. They don't want us went to college and played sports and us needing anything.
Well, that's what they say, too, and I don't know if that's true or not. You just listen to some people that went and said.
I mean, let's be honest.
I'm just going off what people said. They said they starved when they went. Out of season, they didn't get what they got during season, so maybe that happens. I don't know.
We were poor at Tennessee Tech, and we never wanted anything. I mean,
I wouldn't think
unlimited food, unlimited drinks, and unlimited whatever you wanted.
I wouldn't think that they would at Tennessee neither, but you've heard some Tennessee athletes talk about that. Could it be an exaggeration?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, it could be. So
now, are they mad that people make millions of dollars off them? Yes.
That's why I say
yes.
maybe there would have been a better way, but just like Hooker signs a new deal with Mercedes-Benz and gets a Mercedes-Benz. So
and 3 or 4 months ago he was at Ben Franklin Motors buying a new car. So yeah, but these college kids aren't wanting for anything, man. They're not wanting for anything.
Go ahead, caller, you're on there.
Great job.
Hey, Ben Downs, principal at Anderson County High School.
Unless it's Cole Hines. Oliver Springs. Doing a good job.
Coach. Hey. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Well, good. Coach Gillum talked earlier and said he finally got that monkey off the back with you being the principal. Now they're going to the semifinals.
I have.
Oh.
What a night! Holy cow! They jumped up on a 7-0 there, and I was a little worried just because the way they did it, and then we come down and scored right on them 7-7. Then, in my opinion, the play of the game, Eli Davis makes a unbelievable hit in the backfield, running back fumbles. Nick Moog picks it up and takes it in, and from then on, it was all Mavericks.
Absolutely, that hit kind of changed the tone of the game there. I know that both teams drove the ball very easily that first drive.
Yeah, it was pretty easy for both of them, that first one. And again, I was a little concerned, but I think one thing, and we've talked about this week in and week out, but the one thing I felt really helped us this year is we were battle tested. We played a bunch of games where not only did we get tested, but we also had to play 4 quarters. And they've had some games where they blew some people out, and probably all those guys didn't have to play a 4-quarter game. And you could really tell that third and fourth quarter they were
they were sucking some air pretty good. So it was exciting to see, exciting to watch. Glad we got to do it at home. Now we head back down toward Chattanooga like the old days for a semifinal game. First one since '96. Super excited.
That's awesome. Somebody did say that you all know the road travel to Chattanooga.
We know that route. We know where to stop. We know where to eat. We know where we got that down pat. So nothing new for us.
You can go down there and play some golf too.
Yeah. I know some guys that have some connections down there. Get me on next Friday.
That's right. Hey, so talk a little bit about the atmosphere there. Now, I didn't get to make it. I got stuck in traffic. Finally got home about 9:30 and picked Sully up, and we came straight here. So was the atmosphere just awesome, and the crowd was the crowd great?
Unbelievable, yeah. I mean, a lot of it took everybody. When you beat a team in a program like that. It takes everybody, and the crowd was. I mean, they were into it all night. Our student section, our band, our fans. It was pretty electric all night.
That's awesome. Now, next Friday night, are y'all taking some pet buses, some fan buses? What's the plan to get people down there to support you all on a night where a lot of people are going to be busy shopping and spending time with family?
Hey, Cox, just to be honest with you, man, we're celebrating this thing tonight. We haven't even thought about that or talked about that. We're going to enjoy tonight, probably a little bit tomorrow, and probably start making some plans probably Sunday or something. But, we're out of school this whole week. It's a thing that Anderson County Schools, Dr. Parrott had done a few years back. So we don't even go Monday and Tuesday this week. So we'll have plenty of time to get those plans in place. I'm sure we'll do something. I just don't know what that looks like yet.
I got you. So you're out all week. That's interesting. That's a good call, though. Yeah.
It is. I heard Davey tell the team afterwards they're going to practice at 10 o'clock on Monday. So, get in there and get it done and get out. Don't have to be out, way late in the day and stuff. So that'll be good.
Yeah, it was a very exciting night for Mavericks. I've been watching Maverick football since I was old enough to remember, and to see you all make the semifinals, that's a sweet night, and it's not happened many times, and you've had a lot of good football teams come through there, so special night to be a Maverick, and congratulations on everything you're doing at the high school.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. It takes a lot of people. We've done some things even this year just to, continue to help us move to that next level, and it takes everybody, vision, even from central office down to the school level, down to the football program, and again, like I said, it takes everybody, cheerleaders, band. I mean, it was a great night, and get over that hump. That's been a hump. I said this earlier in the year. It's kind of like Tennessee and Alabama. Greenville just had our number for year after year after year. Tennessee was finally able to get over that hump this year, and so were the Mavs, and it's exciting, and we're excited about next week. We're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and I will say this: I do think you all are the better football team. I've kind of watched that, and you watch it unfold. I just think you are a better football team. I think you got a lot of good players out there on skill positions, good quarterback, and obviously the offensive line. I think they're big. That was the test tonight. If they could hold up, and they did. And you are well coached. So, hey, congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate it. Go Mavs.
Good morning. Go Mavs.
All right, now you want to talk about what Catholic's capable of doing.
Yeah.
All right. Now you'll find, you might not find this hard to believe. My granddaughter's 10 years old. She runs track. They've offered her a scholarship to come to Catholic at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Right now.
For sure.
To come right now to go to middle school. When she goes to middle school, they've offered her to run track already at Catholic. It's a full ride.
Yeah.
Scholarship there.
And it's
so
one of those
things. They're starting early. So.
Well, and if there's NIL for high school sports, imagine how much worse. I mean, that'd be even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's jump out and take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And probably coming down the stretch here, we'll talk a little Tennessee. We'll mix a little Tennessee football in here, and we'll wind the 2022 season up here in just a little while.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into and do a check.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach, to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at roanstate.edu now, and let's succeed together.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy May Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. You know, like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs.
Beautiful yards make a statement. And beautiful yards come from Simplicity Mowers. Their exclusive free-floating mower decks with full-width rollers track the contours of your yard for a perfect cut. So visit your neighborhood Simplicity dealer today and start the conversation about your lawn. Simplicity, the way to a beautiful lawn.
On-site care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-site care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, on-site care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-site care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roan County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We build our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
Welcome back to the Free Medical Clinic Friday Night Scoreboard, and it has been a privilege for me to sit here with my man Cox. I love doing the show with him, and you know, we've done it for 3 or 4 years now, and we'll, at the end of the year, sometime, Brad, we'll all sit down and talk and decide what we're going to do next year. More than likely, you'll see me and Cox back here next year. We love doing it, and it's a lot of fun to do. But going into playoffs, it gets a little scarce. People don't call in. You know, I don't know many times that this might be the furthest we've been in a long time, third round.
We've not done a show the last 2 or 3 years,
I think one time maybe me and Marty might have went the 4th round. One time. I might be wrong. That's been a long time ago when Marty Maston was doing the show with me. Me and Marty done the show there for a long time together. And it's really, we sort of try to, if there's teams in our area, sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's not any.
And with it rotating every year, there's really no point in having, like next week, everybody's
gone, so you're not going to get it. I mean, you're not going to get it. It would probably even been a better night tonight if Oak Ridge had won. You'd had a few more callers that would have called in and would have participated. But let's do our last college football part of it tonight too. Tennessee's had a really good year this year. I believe the expectations are sort of blown out of the water a little bit. I mean, I don't think I expected Tennessee to only have one loss right now. I thought there would probably be 2 losses on the schedule, maybe 3. I was looking for Tennessee maybe to be 9-3 this year, 8-4, which would have been a really big improvement from the year before. And man, we have made a jump this year. I think Josh Heupel has proved that he's a football coach and he's the real deal, or he's a one-hit wonder one. Could he be a one-hit wonder?
I think he's got to be a good football coach, but I also think that it was the perfect situation for Heupel. He comes in here, and I'll go ahead and say this. Not only did he get 1 quarterback transfer, and he got 2. And Hooker's the perfect fit for what he's trying to do. He's made that young man a lot of money, and that young man has made him a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they both, put UT football back on the map.
And I think Tennessee's setting pretty good next year at quarterback, because I think Milton is going to come in next year, and I think he'll have a phenomenal season. Then we've got a freshman over there that they'll probably that he'll be ready to go. And what I'm really hearing is there's been some guys decommit for some teams that could be possibly coming to Tennessee.
If that running back flips.
He's already flipped. He's already decommitted from Kentucky. If he comes to Tennessee, Tennessee might be the real deal next year and the next maybe. And there's a receiver, too, that's decommitted. Can't remember where he decommitted from, but he's a top receiver. So all I can say is Josh Heupel, with all the defectors he had his first year, all the people that left him and transferred out, and what he played the first year with.
Wonder what Eric Gray's thinking right now. He wished he wasn't the bag man.
Yes, he wasn't the bag man.
Think about it. If he would have stayed at Tennessee right now,
he'd been wearing it out.
He'd be wearing it out. But in the cities of Oklahoma, they got 4 losses?
Something like that.
Nobody's talking about him.
Nobody's talking about Oklahoma or him. You're right. Neither one. So they're not talking about him. So, but
if you just look at what he's been able to accomplish. They win this football game tomorrow, which I'm kind of worried about.
Tennessee's not had a lot of luck in South Carolina.
Not lately. I remember my wife and I went over there when it used to be always that last weekend of October game.
Yeah.
We went over there for, I remember watching. I think T. Martin played like 19 or 20 straight passes over there one year.
Before he threw an incomplete. Yeah, you're right. He threw a bunch of straight. I don't know how many it was, but he threw a bunch.
And then there for a couple of years, they just beat them pretty good. Yeah. But it's a good place to go watch a football game. I know a lot of people are going to be going over that way. I passed a lot of Tennessee flags tonight on the way home.
Did you?
Yeah. They win that football game tomorrow. I heard there's an 84% chance they will make the playoffs if they win that football game tomorrow.
I think they got one thing to worry about. I think they got to worry about if LSU was to win the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Might be their only problem because they think Georgia will stay in and then LSU might jump Tennessee.
That Tennessee beat on their home field.
Right, I understand, but they're saying that's the biggest hiccup.
What have you done lately on your resume?
That's right.
Is something I think
and Tennessee,
they look at.
LSU could say we're the SEC champs, and Tennessee's sitting at the house, and they cannot say that. I think that's what the difference is, even though they got 2 lots.
I'll tell you this.
I agree with you, bro. I don't think we will neither, but
they came out with some lines. Vegas did on teams like Tennessee versus Ohio State. Ohio State's 3-point favorite. Tennessee versus Michigan. They have Michigan at a 3.5-point favorite over Tennessee. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Ohio State versus Georgia. Ohio State is a 3-point underdog. Tennessee versus Ohio State's a 9-point favorite. But Tennessee versus Michigan is a 3.5-point favorite, which really surprised me because I thought Tennessee would be favored over Michigan if they were to play each other on neutral side. Michigan doesn't do anything for me that makes me think they're going to – I think when they lose this ball game, they'll go to the Rose Bowl, and the rest is history for them.
Here's what the skeleton is in the closet for Tennessee, though. It's their defense. It still bites them sometimes, their defense.
So can they play good enough on offense tomorrow to score points and stop a very average South Carolina?
That's what they'll have.
Offense.
Yeah, I think they can play well enough, and I think they need to hang 50 tomorrow. They've got to impress.
And I do think they're taking that Urban Meyer approach right now with one loss that he used to at Ohio State. If he lost a game early and he was beating somebody late in the season, he would absolutely beat the brakes off of them to try to impress that committee.
Yes. Oh, you got to, most definitely. You got to impress.
He would do it.
Yep.
And I hate that because I don't think that's the way sports are supposed to be played, but he would absolutely beat the brakes off
Well, that always
somebody.
comes back to bite you in the hind end, though.
But he would beat the brakes off of you, and he'd sneak in with one loss.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who this is.
Great caller, you're on the air.
All right, I don't want to, go nuts here, but I do want your all's evaluation of what Greenville did offensively and defensively and where they went wrong. I'll hang up and listen.
Hang up on me. Hey.
He said hurry up. Gosh. He got out of here.
Yeah, he didn't want to answer no questions. Call us back.
What went wrong with Greenville offensively?
Well, he just said what. He said what, yeah. I mean, what went wrong?
Well, defensively, I tell you what went wrong. Their DBs couldn't cover, couldn't guard Anderson County skill receivers, couldn't get the Val kid, they couldn't put enough pressure on the quarterback, Martinez. They didn't. They got him a couple times. Yeah, they got him a couple times, but constantly there was he had time to stand back there and pick them out. I mean, some of those throws me and you could have made. You'd have had enough time to do it. I don't know if I could have thrown it that far, but beside the point, he had plenty of time to throw the football. I think that's the difference, and it's evident that Greenville's quarterback is not that good, and if Anderson County could shut down the running game and just even contain the passing game, they would win that football game tonight. And I had not seen Greenville play not one game this year. I knew absolutely nothing about them. Period.
Call him back.
I just knew that was a name.
He says cell phone.
That was
it props up that way. It's a cell phone.
That's just the way I looked at it.
So, yeah, and I think Coach Bradley will tell you this too, Richie. The one thing that he was most concerned about is if he could not get pressure with his front four, then what was the back, how else could he guard you? He felt like that was his best chance. And he was not going to let them run the football down their throat. But they thought they could get to him with the front four. So I think the biggest thing with the defense is what do they do when they couldn't get pressure? What do they do when you can't get pressure with the front four? And that's kind of where it went wrong for them. And then offensively, they got behind. And their offense is not made to come from behind.
I don't think they've been behind all year long, maybe.
Well, I think they trailed maybe to DB and came back and scored the game-winning touchdown. But I honestly think they went away from the run a little early.
Did
you watch the game? No.
Yeah, I think he went. I watched part of it. But let me ask you a question. What does that say? What does that say if we've watched Greenville tonight get dismantled by Anderson County, and then Greenville goes up and beats DB? What does that say about DB? DB is not that good of a football team then.
Well, they've already got beat by Beard.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm going back to the regular season. Yeah. But DB, everybody thought DB was the real deal this year. So I don't know that DB was the real deal.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Quick call, you're on there.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know y'all wanted to talk. I just wanted your opinion.
I don't know if you heard us talking about it or not. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think when y'all took the lead, number one, they've not played from behind. So, that play, and you all went through that before. where you're not playing from behind, and then they're like, oh, no, we're in a dogfight here. But I just think you're better than Greenville. I've said that for 2 or 3 weeks, even though you're texting me, Greenville by 14, But, I just thought you were a better football team.
Baby, bulletin board.
That's right. I hear you. I just thought y'all were a better football team.
I'll tell you this. That's the best offensive line we've seen all year. Now, we've seen some really good football. Our schedule has been second to none. Only the privates in Nashville play a better schedule than we do. That's the best, nastiest, most physical offensive line we've seen all year. Their backs were a little subpar. Their quarterback, he's okay. They had some dynamic receivers, but with an okay trigger man, you just don't get there.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you pay Mark Packer not to talk about you all night?
Well, it didn't cost a whole lot, but yeah, sure it did.
I think he was a sponsor because they even talked about you giving a massage and everything and doing back work and all that crap.
Did you hear what they said about the fan of the week? That guy was blowing Austin Price up on Twitter because he said the Greenville running back took a dive, and he did when Eli bumped him or something, and that guy was like nasty to Austin. Turns out he's a pastor in Nashville, so that's why they were kind of taking a dig back at him.
That's funny. No, I'll tell you this. I felt like you all played a really good football game. After the first drive, I was trying to watch it on my phone. I was driving. But after the first drive, when they went down and scored, that's fine. And then I got Coiner here. And then when they drove it, when you all drove it back down the field, I was like, man, this is getting ready to be a shootout. And I never expected that.
Dude, I thought, man, this could actually be 54-48. One way or the other, this is going to be a shootout. And then it's almost like when Davis delivered that blow and Nick got the scoop and score, it's almost like their coaching staff panicked. And it's funny because Lydell, one of our dads, was telling me he talks to one of their Greenville dads all the time, and he said they are so stubborn, they won't get out of what they want to do. And he was dead on. They stayed in there. They kept trying to run that dive play action, read it and the quarterback boot, and it just wasn't working. We've seen better quarterbacks than him. We've seen better running backs than them.
Yeah, and I thought the fumble and the score, I thought Greenville sort of said, hey, we're going to give it up right here, and we're going to go to halftime. We're not going to try to even do anything else, and they did that, and that's how it went. I thought Greenville said, we're whooped right here, and that's what it turned out to be.
I thought the biggest possession of the game outside of the fumble was when the Bryson Val fumble, which was a terrible call.
Yeah, it was a terrible call.
But your defense bowed their neck, and they got that stop right there. And I thought that was, as well as I do, Richie, they go down to score, and then everybody in Anderson County, including myself, is like, oh, no, here we go.
Yeah, sure. Because then you're a 7-point ball game, and all of a sudden, one little mishap, and it's Elizabethan all over again. I can agree. Hey, I do need to send out an apology to Neeland Bray. We had an edit where he was Bryson Val's personal guest tonight at the ball game. And we had this edit, and we were going to call him out, and the night got away from us. Emotions were running crazy, and we didn't get him up on the jumbotron. So maybe we can invite Neeland to our Thanksgiving dinner we're going to have Thursday or something.
He'd eat that up.
Can David come?
There's not a bigger fan than Neeland, buddy. No, I'm not coming.
No, David will be on Joe Gaddis's bus. I don't know if he still has a bus.
He's got one, buddy. Me and him's riding first class.
He's got a fan bus. It's got 3 seats.
He's got a fan bus. It's got 3 seats, and he's got one, and I got one.
I knew that. I knew that's how it'd go down. So yeah, I knew that.
Neeland, man, he's a big Maverick fan, and he loves that Val kid. And I don't know the Val kid from Adam, but I have a lot of respect for him. Just because the night Neeland did the show down here, Val called him and talked to him. I thought that was pretty cool for a high school kid to take time out to call and talk to Neeland, somebody that Neeland really looks up to him.
Absolutely. The Bryson Val's 5-star. Ken Leinert wrote a little article about the things that are going at Anderson County over the last couple of years, and how Friday nights kind of go, and it hit on the essence of everything that happens. I got a phone call today at my office, and it was a dad, and he didn't know me, and he didn't know the kids, some of our seniors and juniors that are playing, but he wanted his son to come down and take a few pictures in pregame. And I said, I'll ask Coach Gillen, but I'm sure he won't care. That's kind of what our community's got going. It's a big blue nation, and it's pretty special.
That's right, buddy. Hey, congratulations, and I hope we play for 2 more weeks.
Heck yeah.
Go Mavs. I told you week 1, it won't matter what happened week 1 or week 2. It'll be the last 2 or 3.
That's right.
Good luck, man.
See you guys.
All right, see you, bud.
See you, bud.
And go ahead, Mr. Maverick.
How y'all doing out there tonight?
We're doing good. How you doing?
I'm wearing my navy blue because I told these boys 2 weeks ago the Mavericks are better than the Green Devils.
I figured y'all would have the phone lines lit up with Anderson County people. Y'all wouldn't need my help tonight, but I guess
a couple of the legends that called in.
Everybody else is out celebrating tonight up in Clinton, Tennessee.
You at Harrison's with Gary Terry?
I am not.
He had to get some dry clothes. They throwed water on him too tonight.
Yeah.
That's not the night to have cold water thrown on you, but I'm sure it still felt good. I mean, just hats off to those guys. I mean, I think Greenville came in and took an early lead, and I'm sure there might have been a few people up in the stands going, "Oh no, this, not again." And then Anderson County didn't seem to wilt whatsoever, and they caused a few turnovers and took advantage of those and got that lead at the half and made the turn into the second half. And Cox, I know you're a golfer like me. Sometimes you shoot 33 on the front 9, you got it going, get into the break, and make that turn to the back 9. It's hard to keep it going, and Anderson County kept it going. It's just hats off to them, man. They proved me wrong. They proved a lot of people wrong, and as I wrote on our site a couple times, I mean, they have to go earn it. They have to go earn people's respect and to get people to pick them in games like this, and now they've done it. And we'll see if they can kind of carry the same momentum into the semifinals and get to that championship game. Exciting.
Absolutely. One thing that I don't know if you can't hear us, but Anderson County comes out and they have a terrible call against him in the start of the second half with a foul fumble. It was so bad he was laying on his back when the ball came out. And Greenville gets great field position. I think it was right at the 50.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
And then all of a sudden they get a 3 and out, and it was a huge defensive stop, because if Greenville goes and scores, all of a sudden it's a 7-point game, and everyone, including myself, is going to be like, "Oh no, here we go."
I mean, I had the same thoughts. I mean, I wasn't able to watch the game because I wasn't there, but I was following along on Twitter, and I saw that, and I kind of had the same thoughts because we've seen that story play out a few times. So it's natural to think that way. And you have to do something to kind of reverse the course and flip that script. And Anderson County did it tonight. And even though I picked against them, even in my prediction, I wrote about them, there's a special chemistry about this group. And you can't deny that. You watch them and you see how close they are when they play. And I think that's just from years and years and years of playing together. And that means something. And so they got a storybook season going right now. And I can't wait to see what they do next.
Now, just to stay on Anderson County before we go to the next one, is there anything that you know about the Red Bank team that you could share or give our viewing audience tonight?
I really don't. It's not a team that many of our teams have faced at all this year, or much at all this year. I really don't know much about them at all. I serve on the Mr. Football Committee. I don't remember talking about any kids from Red Bank in regards to that. So, I'm going to be learning about them this weekend, like I'm sure a lot of people are.
What about Coalfield? Big win tonight. Got Clay County next. Do you know anything about them at all, or they have any Mr. Football nominees?
You know what? First off, with Coalfield, I mean, just what a resounding victory that was. I mean, sometimes you beat a team soundly in the regular season, and then you just kind of assume you're going to beat them that way again. And the next thing you know, it's a 1 or 2 score game, and the team that you beat soundly in the regular season has somehow found a way to compete with you. And Coalfield didn't allow that to play out whatsoever. But Clay County, again, man, I'm a little unsure of what they got at this point. I know it's not a close game as far as travel-wise is concerned. this is our year in East Tennessee to travel, so we got a lot of games lined up next Friday that are pretty far away from the greater Knoxville area. So, but yeah, just hats off to Coalfield for getting there again, putting themselves in that position.
Speaking of, let's do 5-Star Live from my house tomorrow night. It's about 150 yards from Powell High School.
Well, if we might have to do it, we might have to do that next week because that's going to be
Wi-Fi and good food. We'll just do it right there in the front yard.
Sounds good. Well, can we do it at least inside? It's going to be, if it's cold like it is tonight, I don't want to do it outside anymore.
I got inside. I got heat.
Here we go. That's more like it. Yeah, that's our only local game next week. And that'll be the TV game, I'm sure. And that's the game that a lot of people have had circled for 3-4 months now. Defending 5A champion Powell taking on West High School, which has just been dominant all season long. The wins over Alcoa and Maryville, and just dominating in the 5A playoffs right now. And so it's to be the man, you got to beat the man, and they'll have that Ric Flair opportunity next week.
And it's funny because everybody's looking for this Anderson County Greenville game, and everybody knew they were probably going to get it, and then everybody's been looking forward to this game. And has West played a close football game in the postseason? They haven't, have they?
No, they haven't, and I thought they might get one this week, but then I saw on social media over the weekend that Daniel Boone lost his quarterback to injury, and that's a 6'3", 6'4" quarterback, a guy that's kind of led them the last some odd years, and they kind of make their hay on defense, though, and West just took it to them offensively. But when you lose your starting quarterback, that's going to deflate you a little bit. I think their backup had only thrown 4 passes all year, and so you can't come into Knoxville and face that defense with an understudy quarterback. That's just not going to happen.
No, not at all. Maryville, you did a great story, a great article on them this week. Just about their grit and resiliency. I mean, that's a pretty good story they've got going. Do they go to Oakland?
Yeah, they will go to Oakland. This is the 9th consecutive year that they will play Oakland in the state semifinal. Of course, Oakland won back-to-back state championships in Class 6A, and I'm sure will be an overwhelming favorite in that game against Maryville. But, man, you got to tip your cap to Derek Hunt and that coaching staff for getting those kids to believe and to fight the way that they have, despite losing their best offensive player in Week 10 after their 3rd loss of the regular season, which never happens at Maryville. So everything was just kind of hitting the fan for Maryville football. We're not used to seeing that. And I remember Derek Hunt talking to the team after that loss to West, and he was just saying these coaching cliches about buying in and doing this, that, and the other that you just never hear Maryville coaches say to their team, because they're always the favorite. The breaks always go their way. They just don't get that amount of adversity in one year, and they've been able to tap into just the fight and resiliency, like you said, of their program, and the kids have responded, and it's been a great coaching job that they've done.
Absolutely. We got lost my train of thought here. So basically next week, the only game that we have even close to us is the Powell West game. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got Anderson County, I think, going down to the Chattanooga area. You got Alcoa going to Giles County. I know you know about that trip to Giles County. It's a terrible one. You just don't like to get on the bus and drive all the way over there for that. But I think Alcoa wins that one handily. And then our Division II teams are done. Webster and Knoxville got beaten tonight by a nationally ranked, what looked like a college team. That was just an unbelievable outfit of players that they trotted out there tonight on the football field against Webster and Knoxville. But I got to see the Dave Meskey career come to a close, and what a career it was. Coach since 1985, 7 state championships, nearly 300 wins. He's in the Greater Knoxville Sports Hall of Fame. He'll be in the TSSAA Hall of Fame, I'm sure, anytime soon. And but it was a tough go for him and the Spartans tonight.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Talk a little bit about, because our people that view that in our viewing audience don't get to see this much. Speak on a David Lipscomb. You've got the young kid over at Webb who's a 5-star. Is he a freshman or sophomore?
Yeah, he's just a freshman, yeah.
are they loaded with 5 stars, or did he look or did he look in place with those guys? Talk a little bit about the talent level in which Webb faced tonight with against Trent Dilfer's team.
Well, as good as Shavar Young is, he's still only 6 foot and 160 pounds. He's lightning fast, he's quick, and he can blow by defenders. But tonight he had guys that are 4-star and 5-star upperclassmen that were draped over him, and so that makes a difference. He hasn't hit his growth spurt yet. So tonight he had Caleb Beasley, who's a junior, a 4 or 5-star prospect committed to Tennessee, all over him. And while there were times that he would get open, Charlie Robinson, their quarterback, was running for his life and couldn't get him the ball because, again, just the defensive front that Lipscomb has, the size that they have, the talent that they have is just kind of overwhelming. It's every single play you feel like it has to be perfect. And they just couldn't get Shavar the ball. They couldn't get Marquise Barrett the ball really that much. It was just a tough thing to watch. And for Lipscomb, you got a quarterback who's 6'5", going to Liberty. Their offensive linemen are all 6'5" or taller. They had one 6'8" guy. They got, they're all over 300 pounds. It's just, again, it looks like a college team. And to the line up against Lipscomb's offensive line, they just look like little kids compared to grown men. And it was just a tale of the tape that was heavily in the favor of Lipscomb Academy.
Absolutely. Hey, I've just had somebody text me, who is the other 2 teams? Is it Haywood in the 4A with Anderson County?
Yeah, so you got Haywood over in West Tennessee, which I've heard a lot of good things about just their overall level of talent. But we've seen Haywood get to that level before, and Greenville or whoever would just kind of dismantle them with good coaching. But it's Haywood and Pearl Cone in the other state semifinal in 4A.
I got you. Well, good deal. Hey, Jesse, this is our last show of the year. We thank you for calling in as much as you can. And we appreciate all you do for high school sports. Anything you want to say before we close off here?
Yeah, go Anderson County.
Hey, that's Go Mass, by the way. Get it right.
Thanks, hey, Jesse. We appreciate you calling all year, buddy.
Yes, sir. We appreciate
Thank you, man. All right.
See you, Jay.
We'll do it. See you, buddy. Folks, we've enjoyed it this year. Remember our sponsor, Free Medical Clinic, and everybody else that sponsors us around here, and we appreciate it. And it's been a heck of a year. And Cox, we'll be back next year, hopefully.
Hey, you got Vols or Gamecocks tomorrow?
Vols, buddy, always. The Vols, always. Hey, listen, everybody have a good Thanksgiving and a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you somewhere on the football trail next year.
Go Vols!
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is it's safer than being tackled by a Tennessee Titan. Give it a shot. Find a free vaccine appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense.
Ask Griffin Insurance Agency in Kingston if auto owners make sense for you.
Hello, this is Sam.
Evans Mortuary has been serving the needs of families in and around Roane County since 1976. As established members of our hometown community, we understand the security of dealing with people you know you can trust. We built our reputation on this trust. The Evans family appreciates the confidence the community has expressed in us over the years and will constantly strive to earn that favor. Evans Mortuary, 805 North Gateway.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension.
Your local Ferris dealer is S.L. Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood. Call 865-354-0600.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy May Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. You know, like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
On-Site Care, now located in Kingston, is accepting new patients. Nurse practitioner Candace Templeton has over 25 years of healthcare experience in offering management of chronic care conditions. On-Site Care offers free sports physicals for established patients. Plus, On-Site Care offers hormone replacement therapy with compounded pellets. On-Site Care accepts most major insurance plans and offers affordable self-pay options as well. Call 865-285-9588 to schedule an appointment at On-Site Care.
A college degree can't be earned in just one day, but can be achieved by doing our best together, just one day at a time. From getting a great start with your Roan State Success Coach to learning together in the classroom, accessing free tutoring in the Learning Center, and working one-on-one with your instructors. Together, we succeed, one day at a time. Oh, and free tuition helps. So apply at Roan State.
Possession, get the ball, score, and then tack on another score quickly. And by the end of the night, there was plenty of frustration for the Purple of Gold. A fan was even ejected, and the Yellow Jackets put up half a hundo in a shutout. Since then, the Bobcats have compiled 3 wins, including an impressive 35-12 victory last week at Cloudland. The last time they were here, they were embarrassed. Tonight, an opportunity for redemption and a possible trip to the Class A semifinals. Can the team from just a few miles east exact revenge, or will Coalfield keep it rolling and have a potential rematch itself next week? We'll find out tonight in our playoff edition of the OEB Law Game of the Week. Day or night, 24/7. Someone will be there to answer and give you a free consultation and get to work on your case immediately. Call 865-546-1111 or visit the website full of helpful information, wreckintoacheck.com. That's OEB Law. I'm Aaron Harvey. I'm cold, and I'm joined by the man who can sell you a steak or build you a road, Coach James Hoot Gibson. You know, there are only 8 teams left in the 6 public school classifications, and these 2 schools, who are just a stone's throw away from each other, make up 25% of the 8 left in Single A. If you're a screenwriter, the movie just kind of writes itself, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, kind of like old Arnold said in the movie Terminator. I'll be back, baby. That's the motto this Auburn Springs team has had since they beat Coalfield, or got beat by Coalfield in the regular season. So I think this rematch is going to be setting us up for a pretty good one tonight.
Yeah, that game did not start out well for Oliver Springs. They got the ball to receive, or they received the ball to start the game, and they got a first down, but then went to punt, and the punter missed the football.
Yeah.
And so it gave Coalfield a short field. Coalfield got the ball back and got the ball then and scored with the short field. Oliver Springs got the ball back. Then they were stopped on 4th down. It was 4th and 1. They didn't make it. So then Coalfield comes back, and they've kind of got another short field. And Oliver Springs stopped them on downs and got the ball back. But then when Coalfield scored again to make it 14-0, it kind of really took the air out of Oliver Springs. And that's what Coalfield does. They use the Bane approach. They try to break you and take your spirit out of it.
You're exactly right. You know, it was the biggest defeat Coalfield's ever had over an Oliver Springs football team. So that's a pretty big statement that Cofield made during that regular season matchup. So let's see what Oliver Springs is going to bring to the table tonight to see if there's a difference in what we've seen last time.
Yeah, because Oliver Springs wants payback. They want revenge for that game that happened in Week 10 of the regular season. So they'll have the opportunity tonight, and we've got the coverage for you. Again, a semifinals game on the line on your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy Mae Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy Mae Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. You know, like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy Mae Martin for all your real estate needs.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
At Patriot Home Care, our personal approach to patients is what sets us apart.
I truly appreciate the kindness through the years.
Thank you so much for the care you provided for my husband. Your kindness and compassion will always be appreciated.
We can assist with all ages. Our dedicated staff has the experience to take care of your needs.
The entire home care team has been amazing, and I've definitely felt supported throughout.
Let our family take care of your family, from full-time to just a few hours. See how Patriot Home Care can help you.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense. Call OEB Law and turn your wreck into a check.
And welcome back into your OEB Law Game of the Week. Aaron Harvey, along with the coach, James Hoot Gibson. We are here for the quarterfinals matchup between Coalfield and Oliver Springs. And we are anticipating, it's a rivalry game. So, I mean, we're anticipating a great matchup tonight. And if you remember, when they played in Week 10, it got kind of chippy. These teams, there's no love lost there.
What Oliver Springs Coalfield game hasn't been chippy per the last 30 years?
That's a good point. That's a good point. So, when you get this deep into the playoffs, every matchup could be a blockbuster. Let's start by talking about Anderson County, a team we've seen twice this year. The Mavericks are undefeated in hosting Greenville. Region 1 has been a long stumbling block for Davey Gillum's team. And we've been saying all season long that this may be the one that this team, they've got what it takes to get out of this round. Walker Martinez has been spectacular at quarterback, and there is not a 1-2 punch. It's more like a 1-1 punch in the backfield between Nick Moog and Navy commit Gavin No. The offense has been what puts butts in seats for AC, but the defense has been impressive this year as well. Greenville, it's kind of the opposite. Their defense is what they mark as the specialty in their resume, but the offense isn't bad either. This one should be one for the ages.
It's going to be. Let me tell you, they remind me of Muhammad Ali's boxing a little bit. Hang with me there just a little bit. Whenever he would throw that jab, the jab is the best punch in boxing, okay? And they've got two very fast jabs right at them. Next thing you know, they're off kilter, and Martinez is throwing a 60-yard touchdown to the corner of the end zone. So they are very talented. Look for that to be one of the best football games in the entire state of Tennessee. If AC wins, they should cruise right on into the state championship.
I would have to agree. And you can't forget that very talented wide receiver core as well, led by Bryson Vowell. That Anderson County team is very talented, and if they're going to do it, this is a really good year to do it.
Man, it is. Statement year.
So Anderson County opened the season with a victory over Powell, and the Panthers lost their starting quarterback early in that game. Well, guess what? Jordan Potts is back to his true form now, and Matt Lowe's squad looks like it wants to defend that state title from last year. Oak Ridge had a disappointing season last year, which culminated in longtime head man Joe Gaddis stepping aside. Scott Cummings, who has a ship to his name from when he was at West, was named to take over. It was a slow start as this system was implemented this season, but the Wildcats are playing good football right now and have earned the right to beat the man tonight. Oak Ridge, Powell. One moves on to the semifinals to presumably take on West. Who's it going to be?
This is another great game in East Tennessee. Oak Ridge has come such a far way this season, and I think they pull this win out over the Powell Panthers, led by one of the best quarterbacks in all of Tennessee. Will be playing at Tennessee Tech next year.
Yeah, the MVP of the championship game last year in 5A.
He's a difference maker.
He is. He's a very, very good player, and that would be huge. You remember Oak Ridge played for a state title just a couple of years ago, and we saw that team play in the regular season. I didn't think they'd make it to the state title game, but some late season magic happens.
Up and down all year long that they were hard to put a finger on, but here late they've been playing absolute at the top of their game here late in the season, and look what we've got.
Well, we mentioned West earlier, so speaking of them, the Rebels are undefeated, which says a lot because no team in East Tennessee has had a tougher schedule, I promise you. 6A Bearden, win. 6A Farragut, win. Alcoa, forget about it. Maryville, win. What this team has done this season is something we may not see replicated for a long time, if ever. It hardly means much, though, if the season ends in a loss. Tonight, West will be challenged by undefeated Daniel Boone, which has a win over Region 1 6A champ Science Hill. I don't care. West rolls is my prediction. What say you?
Ditto. West big.
I tell you what, man. Daniel Boone, full moon, month of June, monsoon, don't matter. West by 50.
Yeah, West by 50.
So here we are in the quarterfinals game tonight. It's Oliver Springs. It is Coalfield for a chance to be one of the last remaining 4 teams in the state of Tennessee in your respective classification. And we've got that matchup coming your way. In just a little bit, we will also tell you a little bit more about what's going on and some of the big playoff matchups that you can be keeping an eye on tonight when we get back. This is the OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacle blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your red into a check.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy May Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. Like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy May Martin for all your real estate needs.
At Patriot Home Care, our personal approach to patients is what sets us apart.
I truly appreciate the kindness through the years.
Thank you so much for the care you provided for my husband. Your kindness and compassion will always be appreciated.
We can assist with all ages. Our dedicated staff has the experience to take care of your needs.
The entire home care team has been amazing, and I've definitely felt supported throughout.
Let our family take care of your family, from full-time to just a few hours. See how Patriot Home Care can help you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal price plan today.
1952. That's the year Hammers opened the first store in East Tennessee. Now there are 5 stores, and there's always something new. Like in Hammers' popular ladies' boutique department, you'll find the lowest price possible on new arrivals every week. Find similar deals in the men's department and the expanded rug department. Plus, special purchases always offer surprise savings. You never know what you'll find next at Hammers.
Football is back, and OAB Law is excited for a season full of big hits and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OAB Law will come to your defense. Call OAB Law and turn your rep into a check.
Welcome back to the OAB Law Game of the Week. I'm Aaron Harvey, joined by Coach James Hoot Gibson. Tonight, we are at Rochelle Field at Coalfield as Oliver Springs is in town. It's the quarterfinals of the TSSAA Class A playoffs, and it doesn't get any better than this. As you hear Greg Addington in the background, he's talking. He's introducing the fans to this matchup tonight, so you know it's about to go down. But before we talk about this one too much, let's talk a little bit more about some of the other stuff that's going on around the area. You know, Region 2 of AA was better this year than I think we realized. We both thought that experienced Rockwood could be the favorite there. York and Monterey finished ahead respectively. How good is Monterey? Well, good enough to go on the road to Hampton and win by 3 scores. Well, how good is York? Well, good enough to beat Monterey earlier in the season by 2 scores. Can the Wildcats come up with a plan in a rematch tonight with a trip to the semifinals on the line?
Alvin C. York. You know, Alvin York was the most decorated American soldiers in World War I. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say York pulls this out. They are a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and I think they might even move up to 3A next year. So I'm going to think York pulls this out.
Listen at you with the history lesson there. You know, that
he
school
captured 132 Germans alone.
He did. Yeah. Did you see that movie Sergeant York with Gary Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, a good film.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way he did it in the movie, I don't know if this is how he did it over there, you know, in France, but he did a turkey call. And then, they're like, what is that? Or I guess they're German, so it'd been like, what is that? What is that? Anyway, off that topic for a moment. Sweetwater, you know, they've been great this year, and it's been over a month since anyone's even been remotely competitive against the Wildcats. That very well could change tonight, though, as a trip to Giles County is what stands between them and a chance to play in Chattanooga. What happens in Pulaski tonight?
Hey, listen, Pulaski's a hard place to play. It's one of the only places in the state of Tennessee, I don't know if it's still like this or not, but it was, where the home stands was sitting behind the visiting team. Oh my goodness, so it was a very nerve-wracking event for any football team going in there. But Sweetwater's loaded, Aaron. I'm telling you what, this is one of the best Sweetwater teams in recent memory. I'm talking even far back as 2006-05. But home field advantage is a real thing. So Pulaski, it's a pretty tough one. It could go in Giles County's favor.
Well, we'll have to see about that tonight. And let's talk about what's next for our teams tonight. Gordonsville and Clay County are set up to meet in Salina. The 2 schools met in the season finale to determine a region champion, and Clay County got the 27-20 victory. Tonight matters more, though, and the Tigers will most likely have a tweaked game plan this time around. Should be a great one.
This is going to be a knockdown drag out.
So the winner of our game tonight will play the winner of that game over there between Gordonsville and Clay County. And earlier this season, Coalfield played against Gordonsville and kind of took it on the chin a little bit, and that's their only loss on this season. So if Gordonsville does win that game and Coalfield wins this game, then Coalfield could have a chance at some revenge next week as well. Yep, that's it. So we are getting closer and closer to kickoff. I see 11:44 on the game clock, so we're about 11 and a half minutes away from that. So there's the game clock. Just, it's interesting. You say stuff, and then it just pops up on the screen. It's almost like the producer's listening.
All of you guys at home, if you see on your screen, you see everybody covered up with blankets and jackets. So you need to thank the BBB Channel 12 TV crew and sponsors for being able to bring you this game to your living room, because it is cold.
It is cold. Yes, it is. So I spoke to one of the cheerleaders that I know down by the concession stand. I said, I hope you're warm enough. She said, I'm wearing 5 pairs of pants, and I've got hot hands to keep my pockets warm. Whew. That's 5 pairs of pants. It makes sense. It's cold out here. So anyway, we'll talk about this Oliver Springs Coalfield game when we get back. Should be a good one tonight, folks. This is your OEB Law Game of the Week.
Football is back, and OEB Law is excited for a season full of big hits, perfect plays, and those nail-biting near misses. If you've been injured, OEB Law will come to your defense and tackle any obstacles blocking you from scoring a full and fair settlement. Call OEB Law 865-546-1111 and turn your wreck into a check.
Pat Ryan here with Kathy Mae Martin. If you're thinking of buying or selling real estate, then make the right play call and contact Kathy Mae Martin for all your real estate needs. Kathy's 30-plus years of knowledge and experience gives her clients the competitive edge. You know, like me on game day. Kick is up and it's good. Kathy Mae Martin for all your real estate needs.
Building a life is different for everyone, because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there. Contact local agent Vanessa Brown for your personal quote today.
Say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back to our OEB Law Game of the Week, as we joined in during the national anthem performed by Mr. Keith Adcock, who you might recognize as the former PA announcer here at Coalfield from back in the day, but wonderful singing voice as well. He's got some experience as choir director, among other things.
Among other things, he's a very talented individual, and lucky to have him here tonight.
Yeah, I always enjoy hearing him sing. So let's talk about our game tonight. It's Oliver Springs at Coalfield. You know, when Coalfield and Oliver Springs met earlier this season, the Bobcats had just gotten back Kane Gooch, who is the first-string quarterback. In fact, Gooch didn't even start the game. Dakota Adkins did. The Yellow Jackets defense completely stymied the Bobcats offense, while OS could not keep Coalfield out of pay dirt. A healthy Gooch opens up more possibilities this time around, though. Logically, I can't sit here and say with any type of serious that Kane Googe alone makes up for the 50-point difference that was on the scoreboard that night. I can say, though, that if Oliver Springs can sustain drives and eat clock, that limits Coalfield's opportunities to score. That's a huge if, though, because Benson Napier's team has been stellar on defense. What can Oliver Springs do to keep drives alive and keep Cole Hines and company off the offensive?
You know, you was hitting it right on the head. Oliver Springs must put together sustained drives to run the clock while also picking up valuable yards and points. Not only in the run game, but also in the passing game. They're going to have to really play the best ball game of their entire season is tonight.
And why do they have to sustain drives? Well, because Coalfield is so talented on offense. Hines can beat you with his arm, but in order to get his receivers more open, he's very much a threat with his legs. Whether it's Tucker West or Eli Roberts or Rommel Conlon, those receivers can get open and make plays. All this without mentioning Colton Big Daddy Henry, who's a power back with excellent field vision and shiftiness. I'm trying to draw up a game plan to stop this offense, and I've got no idea where to start. You know more about it than me, though, so how do you stop it?
You know, Coalfield is a very balanced football team, and that's one of the reasons they're set here in the third round of the playoffs. They got about 4 rushers closing in on 500-plus yards on the season, and also have around 2,700 yards passing on the season. But Oliver Springs has got to have success stopping the run game to make Coalfield stay off balance and force several turnovers, and Oliver Springs will stay in this ballgame.
You can't let Coalfield get into a rhythm, that's for sure.
No.
You know Oliver Springs is coming into this game wanting some revenge. At the same time, Coalfield got sent home last year at this round at Cloudland, and you know that's still in the back of their minds. There won't be a lack of motivation for either of these teams.
No. Hey, this is what it's all about right here. I had the opportunity to coach football on every level from high school, college, and then I got to work some with the NFL. And for me, there's nothing like high school football. What makes it so special goes well beyond the X's and O's. It reflects in the genuine love and passion that the players, coaches, fans exhibit for the sport and for each other, okay? Public or private, large or small, high school football is unique. It is a rite of passage for the players and the spectators. It is uniquely American. It is, in fact, all American, and we get to see a good one tonight here at Rochelle Field.
You've not been pre-gaming too hard, so it's not the reason for this, but I'm going to need your keys, buddy.
Hey,
not the keys to the game, of course.
Coalfield, they must have success in the passing game and have limited penalties, okay? Be balanced. Don't get one-dimensional. Oliver Springs, they have got to get pressure in Coalfield's backfield. You cannot let Cole Hines sit back there with a lot of time to pick you apart, and also have got to have a lot of success in the running game while also turning over the football about 2 to 3 times. I see Oliver Springs hanging in this football.
Yeah,
if they can get those turnovers.
Yeah, it should be a good one tonight. Rivalry game, as we said. It was chippy earlier in the season when they played in Week 10. So we still got about 4 minutes until kickoff as you see the players out there getting ready to go flip the coin, see who's going to get this football first. But I want to say a big thank you. You mentioned it earlier. It's cold out tonight, folks. It is going to be below freezing overnight, so I hope you're warm and taken care of. Take care of your outside pets. Make sure that they are warm and taken care of as well. But you don't have to get out in it. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your computer. You can watch it on your TV. And that is thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors for helping pay to bring this to you. And those include OEB Law, Hammers, Jones & Sons Construction, Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, MBM Heating and Air with Reagan Williams in the crew. And there is Jones & Sons Construction Remodeling, licensed and insured. Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge. Go see Elizabeth and the crew at Sexton's today. Also, Big Orange Home Inspections and Woods Roofing and Repairs in Harriman. Melissa Newberry, a hometown realtor with Mountains to Lakes Real Estate. And And special thanks to Greg and Melanie Addington, Sabre Beauchamp, Dwight and Jackie Maston, and Joan Collick, who is tuning in tonight from Owasso, Michigan. So, thank you for allowing us to have this game streamed in Owasso, Michigan.
You know, I've had a lot of phone calls throughout the week about some numbers for our sponsors and stuff. Guys, if you're at home and you're watching and you're needing some sort of a service, get your phone out and have it ready on standby to take a picture of the telephone screen or computer screen to get those individuals' numbers. It'll help you give them a call later on in the week.
So, coin toss getting ready to take place. Coalfield, if they win this toss, they have been receiving in the games that we have seen them. And it looks as if Coalfield will win the toss, and it looks like Coalfield will receive. I told you, it's the Bain approach. They try to break you, just like, of course, Bain did to Batman. They break your will, they break your spirit, and by the end of the game, you're beat up and you're disgruntled.
Yeah, and Coalfield's got the luxury of having quality depth, and luckily for them, they've been able to develop that depth all season long by blowing out most of their competition, so those younger players got to get into the ball game, and now you're seeing the quality of that depth is really helping them here late in the playoffs.
And once again, I want to say a big thank you, Sabre Beauchamp. She is a Coalfield grad from the year 1998, now serving in Anderson County, doing some politics. County commissioner, in fact.
Very important position out there, guys. Make sure you participating or voting rights. We need everybody to participating in these things. It's elections for reasons.
You won't have a chance, probably, for another couple of years, but
great environment down here at Rochelle Field tonight. The entire community Coalfield is here tonight, as well as Olive Springs. They traveled well.
Yeah, I'm always really, really impressed by this field here. The Rochelle Field is always, it doesn't matter the time of year, it's beautiful.
It really is. They do a great job on this field down here at Coalfield. They really know what it takes, and the amount of time and dedication it takes to keep a field right is a lot. So it's a big part of the game, really, for high school football coaches.
People take that for granted.
Oh, yeah, well, that's one of the main reasons I don't coach high school football is the amount of off-the-field stuff that you've got to do is, I mean, you're dedicating 40 hours a week minimum to the football program, and it's mowing, weed eating, picking weeds, and everything such as that. So it's a heck of a job. Vincent Napier surrounded himself with a lot of quality people down here at Coalfield to help alleviate some of that pressure off of it.
And you see Brad Jones playing us a video. They have a little Roomba thing, but Olive Springs is going to start off with an onside
What
kick.
A catch. Great job by the Coalfield up frontsman to come down with that football, hold on to the possession.
Onside kick.
Now, the thing about that is, though, that gives Coalfield a short field. And normally if you give Coalfield a short field, they're going to make you pay for it.
Tucker West absolutely high-pointed his football and came down with it to give Coalfield excellent position starting off the ball game.
Well, he's the tallest player on the field, so it was a good idea he was in there. That's so neat, that little Roomba lawnmower that Coalfield has.
So much better. It's a robot that comes out and paints the field. I know some of you dads are out there listening right now, and some of you coaches out there, you know how much time it is to get these stripes on this field, and Coalfield has a robot that does it for them.
And a low snap is off the ground. Cole Hines picks it up, somehow gets rid of it, and it's a one-handed catch.
Oh, he tripped over the black line. That robot made it too thick.
Eli Roberts with a great one-handed grab, and Cole Hines to be able to get that away as he was under pressure from that after that low snap on that first down.
Just extends the drive. Coalfield and Cole Hines being as athletic as he is, you know, you can get pressure on him. You can do perfect coverage. Olive Springs did everything right. Wasn't able to get him down. First down.
Second two for Coalfield. This time it is Henry, and Henry gets close to the line to gain.
Tackle made by number 72, Thomas Albert, all 6'3", 285 pounds. Big old junior for Olive Springs. Pretty good looking defensive tackle.
He struggled to bring Colton Henry down because Big Daddy he's tough.
Hey, Colton isn't missing squat day.
No.
I'd like to know his weight room numbers. I bet it's impressive.
3rd and short for Coalfield. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the short side of the field on the right. Fakes the handoff. Hines gets it out to West. West has enough for the first down, and he's driven out of bounds by Lucas Thacker. So that'll move the sticks.
First and 10 Yellow Jackets.
We'll have a Hammers first down.
Pretty good coverage that time by the Oliver Springs defender. Just a really good route. Good timing by the quarterback.
Same formation for Coalfield. Hines quickly gets it out to Roberts. Roberts cannot handle the pass. For a second, the official didn't blow that dead, so Oliver Springs thought they might have come up with a fumble, but that was, in fact, an incomplete pass, and we'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball right over the 35-yard line.
Let's watch an offensive line there for Coalfield, showing RPO. Everybody blocking the left.
34.
Same formation again, 3 wideouts to the near side of the field, 1 to the left.
Screen.
And quick out goes to West, and West goes out of bounds, and he might have lost a yard there.
Pass complete to Tucker West.
So good coverage by Oliver Springs.
Number 15, Cooper Jones.
That's a hard play to run on the short side of the field. Usually if you can run that on the far side of the field, it gives your offensive line a little more time to get out there to provide a block so your wide receiver can kick that back inside. Good play call.
Get the ball to your playmakers in space. That's a winning formula. So no gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 10. 2 wideouts to either side.
Circle on Cole Hines. Can they contain him?
Roberts in motion from right to left. Hines looks his way. Now, and he loses the football. It's on the ground. And Coalfield able to fall on it. That's going to be a loss of 2, and it'll bring up about 4th and 12 on this first drive of the game.
Just got that ball a little too extended. Pretty good, really good blocking on the play. Trying to make something happen. Got that ball extended out. Oliver Springs defender there, big number 77, strips the football. Carson Nevins.
Yeah, and Nevins just pulled him back. And the quarterback doesn't get to wear gloves. And maybe he could have a better grip. I don't know. It's cold out there. I wonder how much that plays into it. So Coalfield going for it on 4th and 13. And Hines drops straight back to pass. Now floats this one up in the air for Tucker West. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Coalfield. Play goes for 37 yards. And Coalfield strikes first.
Tucker West. Pure speed.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's Coalfield, you think, oh, hey, we got them in 4th and long. No, they go straight to the end zone.
Go deep, too. Plenty of time. The Coalfield offensive line and running back maintain great blocking to give Cole Hines the time to find his wide open wide receiver for a big touchdown.
So Luke Treese on to attempt the extra point. Cole Hines in to hold.
Luke Treese will probably kick us over those trucks.
Snap, set, kick.
Wow.
It is good. So Coalfield with 9:20 left to go in the first quarter. The Yellow Jackets lead this one 7-0 early in your OAB Law Game of the Week. Back to your OAB Law Game of the Week. It's November. It's the month to tell us what you're thankful for, and I am thankful for this propane heater behind us.
It's definitely keeping my back thawed out.
Yeah.
Guys, again, thanks to our sponsors for giving us opportunity to bring you this game so you don't have to come out here in the freezing cold temperatures to watch your loved ones play.
So now Coalfield, it's Luke Treese getting set with his first kickoff of the evening. Jackson Jett back deep to receive for Oliver Springs. Here's the kick. It does go deep to Jet, who has to run it down. Lets it hit the ground first where it dies, but Jet picks it up at the 19. Tries to change directions and maybe picks up 3 yards after all of that. They're going to give him the 24-yard line, and that's where Oliver Springs will have a Hammers first down.
That's why I'm a big fan of having 2 kick returners, one on each side of the field, so that you can always get, underneath the ball to pick up big yardage. It's almost impossible to pick up yards nowadays the way that they make a kickoff without catching the ball in the mid-run. If you don't catch it on mid-run, you probably aren't going to have much success because you only get like one true move on a kickoff return.
So to start this game, it is Kane Googe. Comes out in that inverted wishbone kind of look. Googe pitches it to Dakota Adkins. Adkins tries to get the outside, cuts it back inside, and he's stopped in the backfield for a loss.
Look like Colton Henry, linebacker from Coalfield.
Dakota Adkins, the ball carrier.
Broke through the line of scrimmage to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 27, Colton Henry.
Loss of 2, makes it 2nd and 12. You see on this Chuck Fleischman replay. It's just for that to be a play to a speedster, it was slowly developed.
And Colton did a really good job of reading his reads, just scooted right down the line of scrimmage, never broke his responsibility, made a good tackle.
Now, we talk about him as a ball runner. He's a fantastic linebacker as well. So here is Gooch, and passes out, and catch is made, and up to about the 29-yard line for a pickup of 6, and that goes to Jackson Jett.
A lot of open field. Oliver Springs trying to get him the football in open field to make a move. One-on-one opportunity.
Ball on their own 29.
And Rommel Conlon held him up just in time to get some help over there. Pickup of 6 makes it 3rd and 6 for Oliver Springs.
Levi Heidel was coming in hot. Tight formation, double tight ends for Oliver Springs.
Handoff goes to Adkins. Adkins cannot get upfield. Tackled in the backfield that time by Mason Smith of Coalfield.
Swallowed him up in the backfield. Nothing doing. Absolutely destroyed the offensive lineman in front of him. Bull rushed him. Got a big tackle for loss.
Liam Boakey comes on to to punt away for Oliver Springs. Back deep to receive for the Yellow Jackets is Eli Roberts.
Keep an eye on the long snap.
And this punt is an end-over-ender. Takes an Oliver Springs roll. All the way down to the 41-yard line of Coalfield.